हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, सो टेस्ट 79 का डिस्कशन स्टार्ट करते हैं। ओवरऑल पेपर डिफिकल्ट साइड पर है। 18 क्वेश्चंस इजी की कैटेगरी में रखे हैं मैंने, 15 क्वेश्चंस मीडियम डिफिकल्टी लेवल पर हैं और 12 क्वेश्चंस डिफिकल्ट हैं। आई गेस कि 120 प्लस 120 टू 130 इज अ गुड स्कोर. Okay, so let's start from question number 1. Calculate the energy of the reaction. So in a binding energy per nucleon of Li7 is given and helium 4 is given. So we know that energy of reaction is binding energy of products minus binding energy of reactants. So Q value is binding energy of product minus binding energy of reactants. So helium has 8 nucleons, so 8 into helium 7.06 minus lithium has 7 nucleons, 7 into 5.06 5.60. Okay, so 8 6 are 48, 8 7 are 56, 56.48. This is 70, 7 6 are 42, 4 7 5 are 35, 39.20. So this is 8 4 2 2 and 16 minus 9 7 4 minus 1 3 1 17.28 mega electron volt. So this is energy of reaction. The work function of metal A is equal to the ionization energy of hydrogen atom in the ground in the first excited state. So phi A is my 3.4 eV, and the work function of metal B is equal to the ionization energy of helium plus ion in the second orbit. So phi B is 4 times 3.4, that is 13.6 eV. Now the maximum kinetic energy of photoelectrons emitted from A is twice. So maximum kinetic energy of photoelectrons emitted from A, so E minus 3.4, this is maximum kinetic energy emitted from A, and there is twice of maximum kinetic energy emitted from photon of metal B, that is E minus 13.6. So E equals 27.2 minus 3.4, so that is 12 minus 4 8 and 26 minus 3 23, so 23.8 eV. So incident energy is 23.8 eV. The ball is displaced by the angle theta from equilibrium position and then released. Maximum velocity, so maximum velocity of block occurs, maximum velocity of block occurs, block small ball B, okay, maximum velocity of block occurs when ball is at the lowest position, since the net external force in horizontal is 0 for ball plus block system. So linear momentum in horizontal is conserved for block plus ball system. So when the ball is at the lowest position, say velocity of block is v1 and velocity of ball is v2. Okay, so from linear momentum conservation in horizontal, mv1 plus minus mv2 is equal to 0. From energy conservation, so v1 equals v2. From energy conservation, loss in gravitational energy, which is mg L1 minus cos theta, is half m v1 square plus half m v2 square, but v1 and v2 are same, so twice of half m v1 square. So we get v1 equals under root of gl 1 minus cos theta. So A is the correct option. Masses of 5 balls in a straight line geometrical progression. If the first ball is started towards the second ball with speed u, then the velocity communicated to fifth ball. So there will be a pattern. So let's first solve for the collision of first and second ball. So first ball is coming with speed u. Okay. Second ball is at rest. Masses are in geometrical progression. So if this has mass m, this has mass 2m. final velocities are suppose v1 and v2. So mv1 plus 2mv2 is equal to mu, linear momentum conservation, and then velocity of approach, velocity of separation is e times, e is 2 by 3, velocity of approach, that is u minus 0. So solving the above two equations, we get 3v2 is equal to 5 by 3u, or v2 is 5 by 9u. Okay, so speed becomes 5 by 9 times initial value. Now same pattern, when second will collide with a particle of double its mass, then the velocity will become the velocity of third particle will become 5 by 9 times velocity of second particle. Similarly, velocity of fourth particle will become 5 by 9 times of velocity of third particle, and velocity of fifth particle will become 5 by 9 times velocity of fourth particle. So velocity of fifth particle will be 5 by 9 raised to power 4 into velocity of first particle. So D is the correct option. Simple pendulum is oscillating if the direction of resultant acceleration of bob is horizontal at a point, then angle made by the string with the vertical. Okay, so simple pendulum is oscillating. Say this is initial position of simple pendulum, and this is the lowest position, and at an intermediate point acceleration is horizontal. So let's say at this position, at an angle theta from vertical, acceleration is horizontal. So mg is in this direction and tension is in this direction. Okay, so for tangential acceleration, this angle is theta. So AT is g sine theta, and AC we know v square by L. Okay, so in this direction acceleration is v square by L, and in this direction acceleration is g sine theta. So the net acceleration is along horizontal. Okay, so this is this is theta, this is this is 90 minus theta, this is theta. So mg sine, this is theta. Okay, this is actually 90 minus theta. All right, this angle is theta. So net acceleration is at an angle theta along the horizontal. So tan theta we observe in figure, tan theta is AC upon AT. AC is v square by L, AT is g sine theta. Now from energy conservation, v square is u square plus 2g h. H is L cos theta upon g sine theta. Okay, AT is g sine theta, so v square by L. So this is 2 upon tan theta. So tan theta is root 2. So cos theta is base, which is 1, upon hypotenuse, which is root 2 cos square plus 1 square under root. So theta is cos inverse 1 by root 3. Two particles A and B are separated by distance 2r, moving counterclockwise along the same circular path of radius r. So this is the circular path, and the two particles are separated by 2r, and both are moving in anti-clockwise direction. So A has velocity v in this direction, B has velocity v in this direction. Now A is given a tangential acceleration of this in the same direction. Then okay, so relative separation delta x of A relative to B, relative separation is pi r. So to meet, the two particles will meet when A will cover a distance of pi r relative to B. So distance traveled by A relative to B when A and B meet, distance traveled by A with respect to B is pi r. Initial velocity of A with respect to B is 0. See, when the two particles are moving along a circular track, we can straighten the track. We can consider it as straight line track, like B is moving with speed V and A is following with speed V. Okay, so UAB is 0, and acceleration of A relative to B is tangential acceleration, which is small a. Okay, now let's apply equation. So S is ut plus half at square. So u is 0, so time taken is 2s by a under root, that is 2s, which is pi r, by a, and a is 6 pi r. A is 32 v square upon 25 pi r. So time taken is 32 to 16, so this is 5 by 4 pi r by v. The time lapse for the two bodies to collide is 6 pi r by 5v. This is wrong. The angle covered by A. Now angle covered by A, delta theta of A is delta theta of B plus pi radian. A has to travel pi radian more as compared to the angle which is traveled by B. So angle traveled by B is angular velocity of B, which is v by r into t plus pi. So v by r, t we have calculated 5 pi r by 4v, 5 pi r by 4v plus pi. So this is 9 pi by 4. So angle covered by A is 9 pi by 4. This is correct option. So A is correct option. Two bulbs when connected in parallel to a source take 100 watt each. So let's say voltage of the source is V and the resistance of each bulb is R. So V square by R is 100. Now the total power consumed when they are connected in series. So in series, P net is V square upon R equivalent. So that is V square upon R equivalent. R equivalent is 2R. Two bulbs when connected to 100 watt each, V square by 2R. So this is 100 upon 2, which is 50 watt. So B is the correct option. In the given circuit, the cells have zero internal resistance, the current passing through. So let's mark the voltage. Let's take 0 volt at rightmost bottom. So at this point, this is 10 volt. At this point, this is 0 volt. So at this point, this is 0 volt, 0 volt, and 0 volt. So current through resistance 2 is 0, as potential difference across it is 0, and current through resistance R1, potential difference is 10 volt and resistance is 20 ohm. So this is 0.5 ampere. Okay, the variation of induced EMF, this is a standard question. So जब मैग्नेट कॉइल के अंदर एंटर करेगी तो EMF का सेंस एक तरफ होगा, और जब कॉइल में से लीव करेगी तो EMF का सेंस ऑपोजिट होगा. So sense of EMF should change. So only B option is correct, in which sense of EMF is changing. For an ideal step down transfer, the quantity which is constant. So ideal means the power input and power output will be same. Ideal step down transformer. So power in the coils will be same. There is no energy loss. Power is same. Two small identical spheres attract each other with a force F. They are kept in contact. So first F1, F is K10 into 90 upon R square. Now when they are kept in contact, Q1 equals Q2 equals 10 minus 90 by 2, which is minus 40 microcoulomb. So now the force between them is K into 40 upon R square. So F dash upon F is 16 by 9. So F dash is 16 F by 9. Okay, F dash is 16 F by 9. So C is the correct option. The sketch shows below the equipotentials due to a solid conducting sphere and large conducting plate. We observe, guys, कि in the vicinity of large conducting plate, equipotentials are parallel planes. That means field is uniform, and that means the effect of conducting sphere near to the large conducting plate is negligible. Okay, so let's calculate electric field. So since the field pattern close to the large conducting plate is uniform, so electric field magnitude is delta V upon delta S. So delta V 30 minus 20, 10 volt upon delta S, which is 0.1, so 100 volt per meter. Okay, now electric field to a conducting plate is sigma upon epsilon naught, so that is 100. So sigma is 100 epsilon naught, so that is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 10 coulomb meter square. Now the direction of field, see, on moving towards left, potential is decreasing, so potential decreases in the direction of field. So on moving towards left, potential is decreasing. That means field is towards left in the vicinity of large conducting plates. That means conducting plate is positively charged. So A is the correct option. Two bodies of masses m and this are 9. The point where the resultant gravitational field intensity is 0. So this is a standard situation. M1 is 2 kg, M2 is 8 kg, and gravitational field is 0, say at a distance x, from 2 kg. Okay, so g into gm1 upon x square is equal to gm2 upon d minus x ka square. So let's take under root. 1 upon x is 1 upon 3 minus x, so 3 minus x equals x. So x is this is 2 upon 3 minus x, so 2x. So 3x equals 3, x equals 1. So this is just a minute, let's take the calculation. Gm upon x square is g8 upon 9 minus x square. So 1 upon x is 2 upon 3 minus x, so 3 minus x is 2x, so x is 1 meter. So the gap is 9 meter. Okay, so this is 1 meter from 1 and 8. Where are we doing mistake? Let's check. G into two bodies of masses 2 kg and 8 kg are separated by distance 9. The point where the resultant gravitational wave intensity is 0 at a distance of, okay, so G into m1 upon r square is G m2 upon r2 square. So 2 4s are, okay, so this is 1 upon x is 2 upon 9 minus x. So I have written here mistake, 9 minus x. So 9 equals 3x, x equals 3. So at a distance of 3 meter from 2 kg mass and 6 meter from 8 kg mass. So C is the correct option. What would be the angular velocity of Earth about its own axis so that its weight of the body at the equator would become 3/4 of its present value? So we need to incorporate rotation of Earth about its own axis. So on the equator, G dash is G minus omega square capital R. Now weight is 3/4, that means the value of G is 3/4, so 3/4 G. So that is G by 4 is omega square R, or omega is 1/2 into G by R under root, so that is 1/2. G is 10, R is 6400 kilometer, so 6400 into 10 to the power 3, so that is 1/2, and 64 which is 8, and 10 to the power 4 which is 100, so this is 1/1600 radian per second. So C is the correct option, 1/1600 radian per second. G by 2, okay, so 3G by 4 half, G is 10, alright, so 1600 radian per second. A black body is at this, emits energy corresponding to a wavelength of this. The temperature of the moon, for which lambda m is 14 micro, will be, so lambda moon, T moon is lambda T, so T moon is lambda, which is 1.78 upon 14, okay, and T is 1373, so 1373, so 1373 plus into Kelvin, convert into Kelvin, so 1373 plus 273, so this is 336,714 1646 Kelvin. Okay, so 14 से divide करें हम लोग, so 14 ones, so it should be greater than 1646, so 1373 degrees Celsius, 14 microns, So 14, 14 twos are 14 ones are 14, 2, 14 ones are 14, 10, 106, 14 sevens are 98. So 14 sevens are 98. Okay, then 8, 14 fives are 17, 14 six are 84. So this is 117.5 approximately. Okay, into 1.78. So let's take it 1.8. So 1.8 into 118, 118 and 1.8. 18 eights are 144. So 18 eights are 144. 14, 18 ones are 14. 8 plus 18 ones are 18 plus 14, 32. 2, 3, 18 ones are 18, 3, 2, 1, 21. So this is 1.18, 118 into 1.8. Okay, 118 into 1.8, that is 212.4. So 273 minus 212.4. So this is close values. So 6220 60.6. all right, so this needs a bit calculation. So minus 58.9, roughly minus 58.9 degree Celsius. So the temperature is less than 273 Kelvin, so temperature should be negative, and I mean it needs precise calculation, 1.78 into 1.117.5. so answer should be minus 58.9. 16. A Carnot engine operates with a source of 500 Kelvin and sinks at 375 Kelvin. Engine consumes this. So Tc upon Th is Qc upon Qh. So heat rejected Qc is Qh, which is 600 kilocalories, into Tc, which is 375 upon 500. So 0. 5 sevens are 35, 5 fives are 25. So this is 450 kilocalories. The pressure PVT are given. The work done by the material at constant pressure. So PV equals alpha T square given. So PdV is 2 alpha T dt. Now work done is integration of PdV. Substitute PdV as 2 alpha T dt from T0 to 2T0. So this is alpha T square, integration from T0 to 2T0. So that is 3 alpha T0 square. So A is the correct option. Consider a region of space in which E and B are given. The particle velocity remains unchanged. That means QE plus QV cross B equals 0. So that is E equals minus of V cross B. And since all three are mutually perpendicular, so magnitude wise E equals BV. So if we check dimensionally, see B cross E is BE upon E. BE upon E, so that is B by E. And speed is E by B. So this is B by E, so this is wrong. E cross B upon B, this is E by B. B cross E upon B, this is also E by B. And E cross B upon E, this is B by E. So let's leave this. Now out of B and C options we need to check. So let's take a situation. Suppose electric field is, velocity is in X direction. Okay, electric field is in Y direction, and V cross B, magnetic field, is in Z direction. So V cross B is coming downward. V cross B is coming downward. All right. So V cross B is coming down. Now let's take E cross B and V cross B. So first check E cross B. So E cross B is coming towards right. See, V cross B is downwards and E is upwards. So V cross B is opposite to E. That is okay. All right. So now if we take E cross B, so E cross B, E cross B is coming towards V. So that is correct. So B is the correct option. डायरेक्शन से आप चेक कर लीजिए एक बार. E cross B की डायरेक्शन देखिए, वो V के पैरेलल आ रही है. That means B option is correct. सो ऐसे ही अपने को थोड़ा सा सिचुएशन लेके चेक करना होगा. अ करंट कैरिंग स्ट्रेट वायर इज केप्ट along the axis of circular loop carrying a current. The straight wire will, since the wire is along the axis of the loop, so magnetic field at every point on the loop will be tangential. Say current is in this direction, so magnetic field is tangential. Okay, so since current and magnetic field are along same direction on the loop, the force at every part on the loop will be zero, so will not exert any force on the circular loop. Okay, a magnet of magnetic moment is kept suspended in a magnetic field. The work done rotating through 180 degree. So work done W is mb cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. So theta 1 is 0 degree and theta 2 is 180 degree. So it is twice of mb. Multiply करके हम आंसर निकाल सकते हैं. Now next, a car accelerates from rest at a constant rate alpha, after which it decelerates. The total time is elapsed as t, then the maximum velocity. So let's say maximum velocity is vm. Say maximum speed is vm. Time of acceleration phase t1 and time of retardation phase t2. So from first equation, alpha t1 is equal to vm, and again from first equation, beta t2 is vm, and we know t1 plus t2 is t. So vm by alpha plus vm by beta is equal to t. So vm is alpha beta t upon alpha plus beta. आपका सॉल्व किया हुआ क्वेश्चन होगा, स्टैंडर्ड सिचुएशन है ये. नेक्स्ट हम लोग इसको डायमेंशनली भी चेक कर सकते थे हम लोग. एक्चुअली v बराबर 80, तो v बराबर 80, तो देखिए a पार्ट में तो डायमेंशन टाइम की आ रही है, b पार्ट में भी डायमेंशन टाइम की आ रही है, एंड c पार्ट में डायमेंशन टाइम अपॉन एक्सेलरेशन की आ रही है. फोर्थ पार्ट में डायमेंशन हमारी at विच इज़ मीटर पर सेकेंड. तो d इज़ द करेक्ट ऑप्शन डायमेंशनली. तो ऐसे कभी कभी वेरिएबल्स में यदि ऑप्शंस गिवन हो और आपसे सॉल्व नहीं हो रहे हो तो एक बार आप डायमेंशनली भी चेक करके देख लीजिए. To a stationary man, rain appears to be falling at the back at an angle of 30 degree. So suppose man is facing towards right. So rain is falling at 30 degree from vertical. Okay, vertical से stationary man के रिस्पेक्ट में, मतलब ग्राउंड के रिस्पेक्ट में रेन 30 डिग्री आ रही है, v of rain 30 degree. As he starts moving forward, now the man starts moving forward, the rain appears with respect to, he finds that rain falls vertically. Velocity of rain relative to the moving man becomes vertical. All right, so velocity of rain minus velocity of man is velocity of rain with respect to man. So this is velocity of rain minus velocity of man. So velocity of rain minus velocity of man to a stationary man. To a stationary, rain appears to be falling at his back at an angle of 30 degree. See, this we have taken wrong. At his back, so rain we should take in this direction. On his back, rain is falling at 30 degree from vertical. This is velocity of rain relative to ground. So velocity of rain relative to ground, Vrm is Vr minus Vm. So Vrm is Vr is at 30 degree from vertical, minus Vm, this is minus Vm, and velocity of rain relative to man, this is velocity of rain relative to man, this angle is 30 degree. So Vr is Vm cosec 30 degree, that is twice of 0.5, so 1 meter per second. So 1 meter per second is correct option. A liquid of density rho is coming out of hose pipe of radius with a horizontal speed v and hits a mesh. 50% of the liquid passes through the mesh unaffected, 25% loses all its momentum, and 25% comes back with the same speed. So guys, from the hose, the momentum coming out per second, okay, the momentum coming out per second mass flow rate is rho AV, and so momentum coming out per second, momentum incident on mass per second is rho AV square. Now 50% of the liquid passes to the mass, so no change in momentum. 25% loses all its momentum, so change in momentum is 0.25 rho AV square for the portion of the fluid which comes to rest, and 25% comes back. So for that, change in momentum is twice of 0.25 rho AV square. So this is total change in momentum per second upon A. This is pressure. So this is 0.5, 0.75, so 0.75. So this is 3/4 rho V square. So 3/4 rho V square. This is the pressure. In the figure shown, all surfaces are smooth 4m when the system is released from rest. So guys, I would advise you should leave the question in the first go. This is a demanding question. You need to set up 3 equations and then solve. So you should leave the question in the first go unless you have sufficient time or you have practiced these kind of questions. So guys, let's draw the free body diagram. On the wedge, this is T, this is T, this is okay. On the wedge, small m exert normal force in this direction, and this is T. I am showing only forces in horizontal on the wedge. I am showing only those forces which are acting horizontally on the wedge. So these are the forces acting horizontally on the wedge, okay. And on the block, normal reaction is acting in this direction, tension is acting in this direction, and mg in this direction. These are the forces on the block, okay. So the block relative to the wedge, block moves downward. Acceleration of block relative to the wedge, this is downward direction, plus acceleration of acceleration of block relative to the wedge, block moves downward. I am calling small m block and 4m wedge. So acceleration of block relative to the wedge, that is in this direction, and plus acceleration of wedge. So block is moving horizontally as well as vertically. Along with wedge, it is moving towards right, and with respect to the wedge, it is coming down, okay. And from constraints we see that suppose these are the lengths of the string L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. So L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus L4 plus L5 equals constant. So L1 double dash plus L2 double dash plus L3 double dash plus L4 double dash plus L5 double dash is equal to 0. Now L1 double dash is minus A wedge, L2 double dash 0, this is fixed, L3 double dash minus A wedge, L4 is constant, and L5 double dash is acceleration of block relative to the wedge equals 0. So ABW is twice of AW. This is a relation. Now let's form the equations. So on the block, on the wedge, the total force acting towards right is 2T minus N. So 2T minus N is 4M times AW. Okay, on the block in horizontal, N equals MAW, and on the block in vertical direction, mg minus t is equal to m ABW, and ABW is twice of AW, so m twice of AW. So now let's add these 3 equations, first multiplying third equation by 2 and then add it. So mg 2mg minus 2t plus 2t cancels, minus n plus n cancels, and this is 4m plus m plus 4m into AW. So acceleration of wedge is 2g by 9. So when the system is released in the also acceleration of mass 4m, so acceleration of mass 4m is 2g by 9. There is a mistake in answer, it should be 2g by 9. Acceleration of block relative to wedge will be 4g by 9. So this way, so I would advise you to leave this kind of problem. There is a stream of neutrons with a kinetic energy of this. If the half-life of this, what fraction of neutrons will decay before they travel a distance of this? So first we need to find out the time taken to travel 10 meters. Okay, so time taken T is, this is a good question, time taken is L upon V, and half mv square is kinetic energy, so V is root 2k by m, so this is L upon root 2k by m, so that is under root m by 2k into L. Now m is 1.675 into 10 to power minus 27, and 2k is 0.0327 electron volt, so 327 into 10 to power minus 4 into 1.6 into 10 to power minus 19. So this is m by 2k, and into L is 10 meter. All right, so let's settle the exponent first. 19, 4, 23, 27, 10 to power minus 4, so 10 to power minus 2. Okay, so 10 to power minus 2 and 1.675, so 10 to power minus 5, 10 to power minus 4, so this is 19, 4, 23, so this is 1675 upon 32 into 327. all right, and 10 to power minus 19, 10 to power minus 23, 10 to power minus 24, and above this is 10 to power minus 30, so 10 to power minus 30 upon 10 to power minus 24 into 10, so this is 1675. okay, so 10 to power minus 6 under root, so 10 to power minus 3 and 10, so 10 to power minus 2. now 1675 upon 32 into 327, ये हमारे पास कैलकुलेशन के लिए अभी डेटा बचा है। तो इस डेटा को अपन देखें तो इस डेटा में हम देखेंगे 327 से रफली हम लोग मल्टीप्लाई करें, सो 32 325 जा 1600, so this is roughly 5. okay, this is roughly 5, so this is 5 by 32, this is 5 by 32, so 5 by 32, that is 10 by 5 by 32, so under root 5 by 32, so under root 5 by 32, okay, so this is 25, say 10 to power minus 2 and 2 point this is 16 2, so 2 under root 2.5 by 4, okay, under root 2.5 by 4, so now under root 2.5, so 1.4 1.96 1.5 1.2 2.25 and 1.6 2.56, so this is 1.6 roughly upon 4 into 10 to power minus 2, so this is 4 into 10 to power minus 3 seconds, roughly calculations. Now 4 into 10 to power minus 3, this t is very very less as compared to t half, so we can assume activity to be constant for the small duration t. This is a very important concept, small duration t, because t is very small as compared to t half, so for the duration small t we can assume activity to be constant. So number of particles decayed delta n is lambda n into t. Activity is constant, so activity is number of particles decaying per second, so in time t we can say activity into time. So now fraction of particles decayed delta n by n is lambda t, which is ln2 by capital T into t. ln2 is 0.7, capital T is 700 seconds, and small t is 4 into 10 to power minus 3, so this is 7 10 to power minus 3, so 4 into 10 to power minus 6. So closest option is 3.96 into 10 to power minus 6. So this is a demanding question, but we are learning a concept that if the time interval is very small as compared to t half, we can assume the activity to be constant, and the number of particles decay, we can directly write lambda n into t. Okay, so this is a good question. Question number 25. A radioactive element decays by beta emission if the mass of parent and daughter nuclide. Guys, mind you, here we are given mass of parent and daughter nuclide. Okay, so while calculating energy liberated, we need to subtract the masses of nuclides, and in this problem we are given masses of nuclides only, so we can directly write q value is, calculate the energy liberated, q value is mass of parent nucleus, which is m1, minus mass of product, which is m2 me into c square. So this should be correct answer. Okay, I think actually the author has taken these masses to be masses of atoms, masses of parent atom and daughter nuclide. So if we consider masses of parent atom and daughter nuclide, then the answer will be m1 minus m2 into 2me into c square. But as per the language, as the masses are given of parent and daughter nuclide, so it should be m1 minus m2 minus me into c square. Okay. 27. A particle is subject to two SHMs. So x is a sine omega t, y is b sine omega t. So x upon y is 4 upon 3. So y is 3x by 4. So this is motion along a straight line. So motion of a particle will be on a straight line. Particle will execute SHM of amplitude 5. Choose the correct option. Motion of particle will be on ellipse. Motion of a particle will be on a straight line. This will be on a straight line. One end of a long metallic wire of length L is tied to the ceiling, and the other end is tied to a massless spring. So wire and spring. So this is wire, and below that this is spring, and then we have this block. So this wire is equivalent to a spring of spring constant K1 is FL upon AY is delta L. So spring constant is AY upon L, and K2 is K. Okay, so K effective is K1 K2 upon K1 plus K2. So that is AY LK upon AY by L plus K. Now we need to find out time period. So time period is 2 pi under root m by K effective. So K effective, that is AY by L K upon AY by L plus K. So this is AY plus KL upon AY K 2 pi under root. So B is the correct option. Given that photon of light of wavelength this has an energy of this, when light of wavelength this is incident, so wavelength is half, so energy is doubled. So energy of incident photon is twice of 1.23 eV, that is 2.46 eV. This is energy of incident photons, and the stopping potential Vs is 1.36 V. So work function, so EVS is E minus phi. So phi is 2.46 eV minus 1.36 eV. So that is 1.10 eV. So C is the correct option. Light of wavelength lambda is produced by an argon laser which is used in the photoelectric effect. When light from the spectral line is incident on the emitter, the stopping potential of the photoelectrons is this. Find the work functions. Okay, so work function is phi is hc by lambda minus EVS. So that is 1240 upon 488 minus 0.38 EV. So 488 2 सा 488 3 सा तो ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. 488 2 सा 2 8 सा 16 7 4 4 सा 6 2 4 सा 8 9. So 976. So 2 point, now 976 240 plus 24 264. So 2640. 488 into 5. So 2.5 minus 0.38 roughly. So that is 2.12. So close to 2.17 eV. So find the work function. So that is 2.17 eV. All right. So C is the correct option. Drop of mercury of radius capital R is split into n identical droplets. Find the increase in surface energy. So capital R is n to the power 1 by 3 small r. So small r is capital R upon 8 to the power 1 by 3, which is capital R by 2, which is 1 mm. So this is radius of smaller drop. Now increase in surface energy, delta U is 4 pi r square s into n. This is final energy minus initial energy, 4 pi capital R square s. So this is 4 pi s and n r square minus capital R square. So 4 into 3.14 into 0.465. This is 4 pi s n r square. So 8 into 1 minus 2 square, which is 4 into 10 to the power minus 6. All right. So this is 4 4s are 16, 3s are, this is 4. So 4 4s are 16, 3s are 48, 50. So this is roughly 50 into 0.465 into 10 to the power minus 6. So 50 into 0.50 into 0.5, that is roughly 25. So 25 into 10 to the power minus 6. So closest option is, this is less than 25. So 23.4 microjoule, this is the closest option. 50 into 0.465. 4 3s are 12, 4s are 48. So we have taken 50 into 0.465. This will be less than 25. So 23.4 microjoules. Mercury is completely filled in a rectangular tank of height this. The atmospheric pressure at the place is this. Find the distance in centimeter of point of application from bottom of the tank. So we need to find effective point of application, distance of effective point of application of the net force from the bottom of the tank. Okay, so guys, first see the concept. Suppose from O, two forces F1 and F2 are acting at distances R1 and R2. Okay, so the torque will be F1 R1 plus F2 R2, and if net force is F1 plus F2 and combined distance effective is R effective, so R effective is F1 R1 plus F2 R2 upon F1 plus F2. This is the technique to find out the effective distance of point of application of net force from the given point. All right. Now, atmospheric pressure, see, due to atmospheric pressure, force is distributed uniformly over vertical wall. Due to atmospheric pressure, force is distributed uniformly over vertical wall. So atmospheric pressure acts at the center. How much? Rho gh. This is pressure into area, which is rho gh into atmospheric pressure P naught ले लेते हैं. So P naught into HW. Area is HW, so P naught into HW, and this is acting just at halfway, so at H by 2. Now the pressure, the force due to the gauge pressure, which is because of liquid only. Okay, so force due to gauge pressure, force due to mercury alone is P average into area, that is 0 plus rho gh divided by 2 into area, which is HW. So this is rho gh square W by 2. And we need to find out its effective point of application. For that, we need to write down the torque. Okay, so write down torque about point O. So write down torque about point O. Let's consider a strip at height x from O. So pressure at that point is rho g h minus x, this is pressure, into area, which is dx into w, this is area of this strip, and into perpendicular distance, which is x, and right 0 to h, this is torque of force 2. So this is rho g w hx integration h x integration, so x square by 2, so h cube by 2, and x square dx integration x cube by 3, so that is h cube by 3. So this is rho g w h cube by 6. This is torque 2, force 2 we know. So perpendicular distance of second force from O is torque 2 upon F2, which is rho g w h cube by 6 upon rho g h square w by 2. So this you'll get h by 3. Okay, rho g w cancels, h square cancels, so this is h by 6 upon h by 2, so that is h by 3. So now effective point of application of the combined net force is F1, which is P naught into HW into R1, which is h by 2, plus F2, which is rho g. P naught को भी हम लोग ऐसा करते हैं, rho g h में ही लिख लेते हैं. So rho g h, this is first force, into h by 2, this is torque. Second force, rho g h square by 2 w, this is second force, into effective distance h by 3 upon rho g h square by 2 force, rho g h by 2, rho g h into hw, sorry, force is rho g h into hw into h by 2, and the upon f1 plus f2. So f1 is rho g h into hw plus rho g h square by 2 into w. All right, so this is effective distance. So rho g h square w is cancelling, so we get h by 2 plus h by 6 upon 1 plus 1 by 2, so that is 4h by 6 upon 3 by 2, so that is 8h by 18, that is 4h by 9. Now h is 72, so 4h by 9, so 8 4s are 32, so 32 centimeter. So you should leave this question. Only thing is that you should carry this concept. If two forces are acting at distances f1 and r1 and r2 normally at perpendicular distances r1 and r2, then the effective point of application at a distance r from O is r is f1 r1 plus f2 r2 upon f1 plus f2. This concept you should carry. And the second point you should carry is that due to the gauge pressure, that is due to the fluid alone, the effective force is P average into area, and this acts at a distance h by 3 from the bottom effectively. This you should learn. Convex lens is in contact with concave lens, the magnitude of the ratio. So let's say convex lens has focal length f1 and concave lens has f2. So f1 magnitude is f1 only and f2 magnitude is minus f2 because f2 is negative. So this ratio is given 2 by 3. So we have equation 3f1 equals minus 2f2. This is first equation. And second equation, 1 by f1 plus 1 upon f2 is equal to 1 upon 30. Now we need to calculate individual focal lengths. So 1 upon f1, f2 is minus 3f1 by 2. 3f1 by 2 is equal to 1 upon 30. So 1 upon 3f1 is equal to 1 upon 30. So f1 is 10 centimeter and accordingly f2 is minus 15 centimeters. So one focal length is minus 15, another one is 10. So only D option is correct. A glass prism, if it is totally reflected at face AC, so light ray enters straight into this. I is 0, R is 0 degree, so R dash is theta. Now for TIR, R dash should be greater than theta C. So sine R dash should be greater than sine theta C. Sine R dash means sine theta greater than sine theta C and R upon ND. So 4 by 3 upon 3 by 2, that is 8 by 9. So strictly sine theta should be greater than 8 by 9. So only greater option is not given, so A is the correct option. But equality should not be there. It should be strictly sine theta greater than 8 by 9. Solid sphere has I about its geometrical axis, and it is melted into a disk, and mi about the given axis is, so solid sphere I is 2 by 5 mr square, and for the disk this is mr square by 2 plus mr square. So cancels, so 2 by 5 r square is equal to 3 by 2 r square. So 4 by 15, so 2 by root 15 capital R. So A is the correct option. A ring of mass m radius has 3 particles attached. The center of the ring has speed v0, the kinetic energy of the system. So guys, for the particles attached, we need to calculate the total speed first for writing their kinetic energies. So the point at this point, velocity of any point in rolling, you learn this point that for a rolling object, velocity of any point P, if A is the contact point and AP is the distance of point P, then velocity of point P is omega times AP and perpendicular to AP. This concept you should learn, omega times small r. So for point mass m, this distance from A is root 2r. Okay, so its speed is omega times root 2r, that is root 2v. Similarly at this point, again root 2r, so this point also has speed root 2v, and the top point has distance 2r, so this point has speed omega times 2r, that is 2v. Okay, so kinetic energy of the complete system, K, kinetic energy of the ring alone, half ICM omega square plus half m VCM square. This is kinetic energy of the ring plus kinetic energy of these three masses. So half 2m and m has same speed, so half 3m root 2v square plus half m into 2v square. Okay, so let's take half mv square common, half mv square common. So this is half mv square is common, so 1 plus 1, and this is 2 3s are 6 plus half mv square is common, so 4, so 12, so this is 6 mv square. So it's a very good question. You should learn the concept from this question. Which of the following statements is not true? The resistance of intrinsic semiconductors decreases with increase in temperature. True. Doping pures Si with trivalent impurities give p-type. True. The majority carriers in n-type semiconductors are holes. This is false. p-n junction can act as a semiconductor diode. This is true. Logic gates, we can relate from the truth table. The coefficient of apparent expansion of liquid when determined using two different vessels A and B are gamma 1 and gamma 2. So let's say fluid has expansion, volume expansion coefficient gamma. Okay, so expansion coefficient of fluid minus expansion coefficient of container A is gamma 1. Similarly, expansion coefficient of fluid into expansion coefficient of container B, which is 3 alpha dash, is equal to gamma 2. Now subtract these two. So 3 alpha dash minus 3 alpha is gamma 2 minus gamma 1. Okay, so alpha dash is alpha plus gamma 2 minus gamma 1. Oh, it should be gamma 1 minus gamma 2, sorry. Gamma 1 minus gamma 2 upon 3. So correct option is D. The density of liquid is this, 0.625 gram per centimeter in SI system multiplied by 10 to power 3. So this is 625. So D is the correct option. In YDSA, intensity at central maximum is I0. The ratio, the part difference lambda by 8. So I is I max cos square phi by 2, which is Im cos square 2 pi by lambda into lambda by 8, part difference phi upon 2. So this is Im cos square pi by 8. Now we know that cos square theta is 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. 2 cos square theta is 1 plus cos 2 theta. So the cos square pi by 8 is Im by 2 1 plus cos pi by 4. So that is Im by 2 1 plus 1 by root 2, which is 0.7. So 1.7 by 2 into Im, which is 0.85 Im. So bit demanding calculation. Unpolarized light of intensity I naught is incident on surface of a block. So reflected light becomes completely polarized in a particular direction. Okay, so reflected light is completely polarized with intensity less than I naught by 2. ये हमें ध्यान रखना है. A closed organ pipe and open organ pipe of same length produce 2 beats per second. So open organ pipe has greater frequency. So V upon 2L minus V upon 4L is beat frequency, which is 2. So V by 4L is 2. This is relation 1. Now the length of the open pipe is now halved. So V upon 2L by 2, and closed pipe's length is doubled. So this is 2L. This is beat frequency. Okay. So this is V by L minus V by 8L, that is 7 by 8 V by L. Now V by L is 8, so 7 by 8 into 8, so which is 7 Hertz. A tuning fork of frequency, this produces 10 beats per second sounded with a vibrating sonometer string. So let's say sonometer string has higher frequency. So sonometer string, a tuning fork of frequency F1 is 480 Hertz, F2 say greater than F1, let F2 greater than F1. So on increasing tension, F2 will increase. So beat frequency is F2 minus F1 10. On increasing tension, F2 will increase. So accordingly beat frequency will increase, whereas it's given that slight increase in tension produces fewer beats. That means our assumption is wrong. F2 is less than F1. That means F2 is 470 Hertz. A 0.5 kg block slides from A on a horizontal track with an initial speed of this towards a weightless horizontal spring of length this. Part AB of the track is frictionless. Part BC has coefficient of static and kinetic friction this. So in part BC, if the distance AB and BD are 2.4, 2.2 meter and 2.14, so let's first calculate what is the speed at D. This is 2.14 meter. So W friction for B to D, W friction is delta U plus delta K. Okay, so minus mu mg x1 is delta U0 half K, which is K final minus K initial, which is half m U square. Okay, so this is kinetic energy at D. So minus mu mg, mg is 5 and mu is 0.2 kinetic friction. So 0.2 into 5 into 2.14 is equal to kd minus half m v square, which is 9. So this is 5 to the 1, so minus 2.414 is kd minus 2.25. So kd is 0.11 joule. Now let's say block comes to momentary rest at E position, and this further distance is x. So between D and E, applying energy change, so W friction, again W external, which is W friction is equal to delta U plus delta K. W friction minus mu mg x, delta U half kx square, delta K, final kinetic energy 0 and initial kinetic energy is 0.11. So minus mu mg 0.2 into 5 into x half K, which is 2 into x square minus 0.11. So this is x square plus x minus 0.11 is equal to 0. So that is x square plus 1.1x minus 0.1x minus 0.11 is equal to 0. X plus 1.1 plus 0.1 minus 0.1 x plus 1.1. So this is x equals 0.1 meter. So further block moves by 0.1 meters. The total distance traveled is 2.14 plus 0.1. So 2.14 plus 0.10. So total distance traveled is 2 meter plus 2.14 meter plus 0.1 meter. So that is 4.24 meters from the starting point. So C is the correct option. So overall it was a difficult papers. Many of the questions were quite demanding, calculative. Okay, so there are many things to learn from this paper. तो आज के लिए इतना ही.